So a while ago there was a joke kind of article, something that was kind of put together in jest, but it was still kind of telling. Basically, people were asked, hey, what would you rather do? Would you rather sit on a plane with someone that you didn't really like for 4 hours? Or would you rather get a root canal? Or would you rather go through the mortgage process? And the winning answer on that was, hey, you know what I'd rather do? I would rather go get a root canal. And again, obviously it was in jest and it was kind of hyperbole, but it really showed how frustrating and annoying the mortgage process was. So now a lot of things have changed since that article's been out, and there's some technology and systems and processes that make it easier. But with that, I wanted to share with you guys some things that you can do to make the mortgage process a whole lot easier. If you're in the process of purchasing a home or you're in contract on a home, what are some things that you can do to make the mortgage process easier? And the first one that I'd like to tell you are some do's and don'ts. We wrote an article on this on our website. Something that you do not want to do is make large cash deposits or even really transfer money around from bank account to bank account. Now, that's might seem weird, like why shouldn't I do that? But because what that means is you just have to prove things from and get paperwork, and that can just be annoying. And that's part of that root canal process of how annoying it can be. So do not make large deposits if you can avoid it. And something that you really want to do, and this kind of speaks, the do not kind of speaks to this do, make sure that you start the process way early on. If you're in contract on a home and the first time you ever talk to a mortgage person is after you've been in contract on a home, that is not a good idea. Ideally, you are talking to a mortgage loan originator, a wise mortgage advisor, months, almost a year or two away from when you actually buy a house. Yeah, a year or two away. That's what you want to do. Because the earlier you start the process, the earlier you can prepare, not only to make the mortgage process easier for you, but more importantly, you can make the mortgage process better for you, much better for you. So please take this advice from me. If you're thinking about buying a house at any time, within the next 5 years, 3 years, it doesn't matter if it's tomorrow or not. If you're thinking about buying a house anytime within the next 3 to 5 years, make sure you go and talk to a mortgage advisor soon so that you can plan for this, so that you can plan for your mortgage and that you can have your income and your assets and everything set up so that the mortgage you obtain is the best mortgage for you. You can save yourself a lot of grief during the mortgage process, but more importantly, you're going to make sure that you get the mortgage that is the absolute best for you. So, check out the article, moneywellrooted.com. Scroll down to the bottom. It's the do's and don'ts of a mortgage blog. And there's a bunch of other do's and don'ts that I wrote there. But again, the big piece of advice for you this morning, go sit down, hang out with a mortgage advisor, a wise advisor, sooner rather than later so that you can plan for that time that you're going to be purchasing a home, and that plan is going to be set up in a way that is best for you. I know it might sound weird, like, well, how can I go talk to like my bank or Quicken? They're not going to care if I'm not ready to buy a house for 3 years. That's why you don't use them. Don't use a retail mortgage operation. Go hang out with a local mortgage broker and sit down with them and talk to them about your plans, and they will walk you through the process, hold your hand through the process, and give you some wise advice and some steps that you can take and things that you can do to make the mortgage process easier when the time comes. Start the process early. Hope you guys have a great week.